everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's find a seat. Come sit. Should I call Casey Kelly out? Casey Kelly, do you have something you'd like to share with the whole class? All right, folks, we're going to get this started. Everybody having a good show this week? Yes. That was super. Did everybody having a good show this week? Come on. Good. I'm having a hell of a time. I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I'm excited all these people told me yes and responded back to me because we got some really, really charismatic people up here. There's a lot of personality on this stage. So hopefully everybody gets some words in. You guys like to talk, all of you? I do. Yeah, all right. We're gonna have some fun. So anyway, my name is Jeremy Willis. I've been in the wireless repair industry for a little over 5 years. Been involved in Michelle's events. Been very fortunate to do some panels in the past years. These are always nice and fun, engaging events. And just so we get it right off the top, like Q&A isn't always reserved for the end. If you hear something, you want to raise your hand, right? 5 minutes into this thing, let's get your questions answered because this goes by pretty fast. So this year we decided to change it up a little bit. The last few years we've done panels that really just kind of talked about basic, get your inventory management under control, get your techs trained, kind of some of the stuff that I feel like everybody's evolved from, right? Like everybody's got their inventory under control? Yeah? Everybody's got super great technicians that are trained and loyal? Right? Everybody's got great front of the house practices, right? Like you got an awesome, like super charismatic person out front that greets customers and does upsells and drives your ticket prices up. Yeah, no, okay. That's why we're here today. It's a little quiet on that one. So that's what we're here to talk about. Just a little bit more about myself. I recently started a company called PFM. And it's an opportunity for me and Emily Zanger back there as part of our organization as well. Emily, raise your hand. An opportunity for us to work with some of the great folks that I've met over the years and help them with various aspects of their business, from obviously growing their customer list to helping with branding and coming up with strategic planning and partners and some fun stuff. So really excited. The family is growing currently. We got some people in the room right now. These gentlemen back here from iDropped are part of the PFM family. They're a great franchise up in Pennsylvania, good old Scranton, PA. Repair Shopper, which you guys know very well, is also joining up with our new venture, and we're excited to get involved with those guys and help drive their business forward. We're also working with an insurance program called Tech Care Plus, which did a presentation at the EXPO yesterday. And then Ion Parts, which is a really, really cool, somewhat secret supplier for the last 5 or 6 years out of China, who we're going to help jump in the sandbox a little more in the North American market. So that's enough about me. I'd like for all these guys to introduce themselves. We can start with Nick.
Oh, sure, yeah. So my name is Nick Fontenot. I'm the CEO of Fix My Phone. Currently, we have 7 locations, throughout the U.S. We're working on a conversion model at the moment where we're converting other like-minded business owners with repair shops like ourselves to our brand to hopefully build a national brand here pretty soon. So yeah, we focus on sales and honesty, integrity, and good parts. I feel like is what really sets us apart from the rest.
Hello, I'm Sandy Artery, Director of Strategic Planning with VoiceCom. We're a cell phone accessory distributor out of New Jersey. I live in Omaha, Nebraska. Been in the industry for over a decade, which actually I feel really, really old after realizing that this week, but been doing this for many, many years. I guess the aha moment of what I love about accessories and partnering up with all our clients is the fact that we can help you guys sell more accessories. It's not only profitable for us, but it's profitable for you guys, and it's just a trifecta with the vendor support. So that's what I work on with at VoiceCom, is just making sure that if you need anything from merchandising to any support, training, seating, I'm the gal to go to.
My name is Tate Fisher. Been in the consumer electronics retail business for over 20 years now. Got my start back in the 90s with Radio Shack, and Today I own a company called Catalyst Group. We're based out of Kansas City, and we do customer experience design and build out of branded environments. So we're helping clients in all forms of retail, but very specifically consumer electronics retail, wireless, and repair, doing their store build out, retail design, customer experience design, and branding, and all that goes along with that. So,
my name is Cole Thornton, co-founder of Gadget Grade. We started in 2009. We just hit 70,000 repairs. We've got 17 employees, 2 locations currently in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Fayetteville, Arkansas. Third location's coming, I think, in 3 months. Just signed the lease last week. So that's me.
Fantastic. So like I said, we've talked a lot over the last few years and the last couple expos, a lot about back of the house practices, inventory management and training and some of that good stuff. Thought it was important this year that we go and really dive into customer experience a little more. Most importantly, we want to talk about today a few things. Number one would be being ready for every customer. Because if you're not ready for every customer, then you've already lost. So we're going to start there. And then we're going to move into converting that customer. So if that customer's in your store, let's not make them, have a reason to walk out the door without doing a repair with you. Number 3, building more out of that repair ticket every time. What can you be doing to increase that ticket? And hopefully if we have time, I'd like to talk a little bit about number 4, creating a customer that's now a connector in the community, sending them out the door as an ambassador to your business and telling other people in their lives about you guys. So we'll start with being ready for every customer. Cole, would you like to start?
One of the things that we work with, with my employees, we try to be solution driven. So with every customer, they come to us with a problem. And so our goal is to ultimately find some sort of solution, whether it's sending them to the carrier or getting them repaired or selling them a different device. And so that's one of the things that I think this industry really could focus on and do a big benefit for our customers.
And how do you do your inventory management currently to be ready for at least parts for repairs?
Finding good parts has been kind of a challenge. We've gone through just about every supplier you can imagine, and I have an inventory manager that does a great job. We use Repair Shopper now, and we've used other softwares, Repair Queue in the past, and so it does a great job doing inventory management. We do inventory, full complete store inventory once a month, and then we inventory our phones about once a week. And so it's kind of a challenge. Last week we were short 9 iPhone 5Ss, and it's like, where do they go? Like, how does that happen? So we definitely need some improvement.
What you take?
well, I still way moving back on that. I think one of the things that we still see, and one of the things that I still talk with people about, it seems like every time I'm having a conversation, especially in the repair industry, perception is reality. So when you have a customer that's coming in and you're talking about being ready for a customer, how they perceive you, how they perceive your business, that's the reality. Not what you know, not what you know that you know. You may know what your inventory levels are and all that kind of stuff, but how do you communicate that to a customer so that before they've even stepped foot into over the threshold of your store, they have the confidence to believe that you're going to be able to take care of their need. We were having this conversation just a minute ago. They're not there to get their phone fixed. They're there to save the pictures of their their 2-year-old birthday party, or their deceased parent, or whatever it is, because they know they should have backed those pictures up, but they didn't. And that's what they're there for, not for their device. And so there's still a perception that you need to achieve in order to be ready for a customer, so that they walk in with confidence that they're going to be able to get what they're after.
And that starts with the whole layout of your store, as you know well, and just being prepared, and the lights look good, no lights out, TV on, accessory wall,
Yep.
cleaned up, and maybe take it from there.
Yeah, so perception is reality, exactly what I was going to say. If you walk into a store or a repair shop or anything, if your store is merchandised in a way, or if you don't have the product, you can't sell it, right? You can't sell 100% of things you don't have in the store. So if you have the material, accessories, signage, anything like that, if you make it look nice, the perception will, obviously you can get more, right? Number one, if it's merchandised properly, instead of looking like a flea market. Even if it's the same brands mixed up. And number two, being prepared. If you can have all the product in the world, but if your technicians are not prepared to talk about it and they're not comfortable talking about the product, then they're going to steer away from it. So you can have it just now looking pretty on the wall versus being able to turn that product. So being prepared with the training portion of it, making sure that it's merchandised properly, and having a great, consultative person on the other end, like you said, it just, you need to make sure that you're asking the right questions. These people are like devastated, typically, with the device. So understanding why, what happened, and maximizing that by bringing the accessories to the table to make sure it doesn't happen again.
And so I've been fortunate to be in Nick's stores before personally, and I can tell you they're beautiful stores and so welcoming. So Nick, can you share with us what's your vision every day? Like what you want to be ready for customers to walk in the door come 10 o'clock when the door unlocks?
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, so, with us, we start off by making sure our technicians and our salespeople, they know the process from beginning to end. We want to build value with everything we sell. Of course, we want to also sell great products, as well. So we've worked a lot with E-Tech in the past and VoiceCom. So we want to only carry the highest quality product available because, at the end of the day, you're only as good as what you're selling your customers. So yeah, our training process to make sure we can build value, make sure that all of our techs and all of our salespeople know what we're selling the customers. That's a big part. And going back to the way your stores look, that's a huge deal, because if a customer walks in and their first perception of your store is it's dirty and the cases are everywhere, or nothing's branded right, or they're going to be off-put, and they're not going to really be sure if they're going to want to move through with that sale or not. And so, if you train your employees, or you take time out of your day, grab a mop, grab a broom, whatever you got to do, clean your store, make it look nice, present yourself, like you're an AT&T, like you're a big corporate store. Those guys spend millions of dollars every year to make sure their stores, look presentable, and they do that for a reason. So yeah, we, even though we're not, a 500 store chain, we try to make sure we look like it. So yeah, once the customer feels comfortable, the sale should be, a lot easier.
So then we can transition off from there. We get the customer in the door, they feel good, the product's in stock, you can handle that repair, but maybe the guy down the street's $20 cheaper. Pretty common thing you guys hear, right? Guy down the street can do it cheaper. So Cole, how do you handle that situation?
We don't generally price match. We do call our competitors to verify prices and try to stay competitive for sure. But I don't know what quality of parts they're using. If they're using knockoffs that are quite a bit cheaper than the high copies or OEM copies, then it's just not something that I think that would be beneficial to us to compete with those prices and undercut any type of margin we would make. And so I don't think, I guess depending on your market, we have about 4 other cell phone stores in the area. And so I guess in markets like Dallas or Vegas, where there's 50 or 60 shops, you have to do something to set yourself apart. As Nick was saying earlier, I think perception's everything. And so as long as the customer perceives that you're the best, that's going to get your point across, and the customer will go ahead and spend the extra $15 or $20 with you because they know what to expect.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, look at Apple. They don't sell their product for less than everyone else. They built an image and a brand that they are the best. So people pay more for the best. So, and if you start a price war, kind of like what he's saying, if you start a price war where you go $5 cheaper, then your competitor goes $5 cheaper, then they go. I mean, it's a constant battle and struggle. So. We tell our customers straight up when they walk in. We say, look, we're not the cheapest, at all, but we are the best. And if you're confident like that, the customer, will see that. And with us, we offer lifetime warranty, and everybody kind of has their own thing. But we just try to tell the customer, and educate them that we don't buy the cheapest parts available. And at the end of the day, your phone is something that you have in your hand and that you use more than anything else in your life. So do you really want to sacrifice that and put a cheaper product on there to save a few bucks? Because if you go somewhere else and get it done, and they use unfortunately a lesser quality part, you're going to be back here anyway and paint it again. So let's just save you the money today and get it done right the first time.
I guess a question that I would typically ask is, I do work a lot of indirect agents, and that's been my history in the industry so far. But I've had a lot of sales consultants go, hey, how do I overcome like Amazon and Walmart and everything? I said, then ask them. I mean, if there is a Walmart across the street, what brought you in the store today? Because if they're price matching, if they already looked at the price, obviously there's a reason why they walked into your door versus your competitor's door, right? I mean, you can say that without being so abrasive, and I think accessories is a great way for you guys to package something without having to, price match anybody. So if you package the whole deal with accessories, now you're bringing value to the table, so they're not piecemealing by, the service was this much, the case was this, the screen was this, the power was this piece. Now it's a whole package together. Well, you'll need all these pieces to ensure that it's not going to happen again. And your phone's fixed as well.
Anything like that?
Yeah, I still come back to, we've done a lot of site visits, and it is fascinating to me because I think, how oftentimes is it that they walk in and they say, oh, well, so-and-so might do it cheaper, and step way back out in the parking lot. It's like, okay, well, so-and-so that's doing it cheaper, did they pick the crappiest piece of real estate that they could possibly find next to the massage parlor with the parking lot that's full of trash and the shady side of town? You walk into their store, they've got the glass case that they bought on Craigslist and some slat wall that they screwed to the wall, and the accessories are hung in plastic bags. And you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they probably do it $20 cheaper. But I don't think you're going to find very many customers that are going to expect you to match that price when they walk into your location and it's clean and it's dusted and it looks professional. You have a brand, the brand's consistent. Your signage isn't written by hand on the sheet of paper. Those are the little devils in the details things that inspire confidence and respect, that eliminate the question of the fact that someone else is $20 cheaper. So in my mind, I'm going, if you are the best and you look the best, your store is your best salesperson that you'll ever have, right? Your brand, your store, and your environment are the best salesperson. And if you inspire excellence when somebody walks in the door, you eliminate that question more often than not. Because if they've gone and done their homework and been to the other store that's $20 cheaper, or even driven by it, you don't have to, you've already eliminated that obstacle. You don't even have to touch it many times.
Yeah, I mean, and there's other ways you guys can get kind of creative, on the front. Like for us, we've looked at, some of our locations where it's really, truly price driven, where the customer walks in, they're like, I absolutely do not care, about the quality. I don't care about the, whatever. I just want the cheapest. And so we've looked at, or some of our stores actually do it, where we have maybe a different grade, and we're just upfront with the customer. Say, look, we have our highest quality grade. It's let's just say 120, and then we also have a medium quality grade, for $99, and you do it at what all the other Joe Blows in the area are doing it for. But again, they're in your store, it looks professional, looks nice, and they feel more comfortable with you guys, and that's why, you'll get the price. Will you guys price match? Well, why are you asking me that if you've already got their price? So obviously they want to do business with you. We've also in the past done it to where maybe we have pools, if they're used screens, we'll try to maybe drop it at that. We'll say, look, I can't do the brand new, highest quality part, but maybe I could do a used screen at that price. Is that something you'd be interested in? So, you still don't want to lose the business, but so you kind of have to be flexible in that sense. But yeah, you can definitely get creative.
Can we ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely, please.
All right. Great points of once they're in the store, and I mean, work with voice calm and everything too. So when we get them into the stores, we have no problem, making the sale, making the upsell. But our biggest issue, and I think probably everybody's biggest issue, is, phone calls, Facebook messages, emails, what's your price on this? I mean, in some markets, we have 8 stores, and in some markets, we dominate, and others, like one store, I have 6 repair stores within 30-mile radius. So it's very price driven, and yes, once they come to our store, they're fine, and they're going to buy usually, but it's getting them in there.
Yes.
And when you're, I'm just fix a 906, it's $100 or $120. Oh, okay, click.
If you even get it, okay.
Yeah, if you can get it, you get that.
For a little bit of electrician. I opened my store 18 months ago. Within 3 miles from here, there was 27 repair centers. Today, there's 9. I'm not cheap. I'm probably the most expensive. But every time I talk about value, probably every single customer on the phone.
How are you getting it in though? Because I mean, we will literally what's the price on this? And then you try to be
And then I always ask, when they ask me the price, what's important to you? Do you want a phone that functions? I put the questions back to them every time. You want what's important to you? And then you ask them what's important, and then you give them a reason why you're going to solve it. And they will walk through you.
Yeah.
And I know that's especially because I've watched repair center after repair center after repair center drop around.
Yeah, I said this last year on the panel. You never want to lead with price on the phone. Yeah. So, like I said, you never want to lead with. Yeah, you never want to lead with price on the phone because, again, you're going to have customers that are literally, they have they're on Google and they have the 14 stores and they're just going to go through one by one by one by one. And by the time they get to the end, they're going to have a bunch of numbers jotted down. They're not going to write down, fix my phone $99, but, they sound a lot better, whatever. So you want to hopefully end that, call list, if you will, and try to sell. So if you start off with the price, they're going to do exactly what you said. They're going to hang up. So kind of like what this gentleman is saying, you want to build value. You want to educate the customer why, why you're better, why the parts we use are more, and even if you're upfront, like I said, about being a little more expensive, say, look, it sounds like you might be calling around other shops. I'm just going to let you know, we're probably going to be on the higher end side, but, like you said, what's more important to you,
You mentioned using 2 different quality parts. I was thinking about doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the phone with that person and give them both opportunities, how does that work for you? I've thought about doing that.
Yeah, so we've played around with both methods. Typically, we won't give both prices over the phone. We'll say iPhone 6 repair starts at $129. And so it kind of leaves it open-ended. So when the customer does come in, that's when we'll fully explain, hey, yes, we do have a medium quality part at $129, but what we really recommend is for you guys to spend a little more and get the highest quality part. And we actually do different levels of warranty on it. So we'll do the medium quality maybe at 30-day warranty, and then we'll give the higher quality at lifetime warranty. So it just again builds more value.
What's your percentage sales there between the two?
To be honest, at first when we first launched out, we were getting a lot of people buying the mediums, but but I kind of looked at that, and so we put more value in it, and we make sure we teach our salespeople to sell up, upsell, of course. So it's our blend right now is probably like 70 high, 30 medium, because again, no matter how much you sell, you're going to have your percentage of customers that just don't care. Or maybe they just want to get the screen fixed so they can go trade it in at the next program with AT&T. So why are they going to spend an extra $20, right? So it is going to happen.
Now, how do your customers take and control? Actually, let me start this off by the way. CPRs in our area used to do a way where they tell a customer $100 over the phone, and then the customer would get in there and there would be a $35 binge fee to even check the thing in that they weren't told over the phone. And we loved it because it would upset the customer and they come to argue.
Of course.
But I like the way you did that, but how, you tell somebody 129 over the phone, you get them in there and you say, oh wait, that's a medium quality part. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a misleading over the phone in a way to the customer. How are your customers reacting to saying, oh hey, yeah, it is 129. But that is medium quality. If you want the best, it's going to be 160.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, that's why we always make sure we say it starts at. Just like if you go to a tire shop, you can get the Michelins or you can get the Dunlops, so and there's more scientific study to it. If you just give the customer one option, sometimes it's at that point maybe a yes or no. Oh, sorry about that. It's a yes or no versus if you give them multiple options, it's a this or this. And I don't want to dig too deep into that, but it is something that has worked out for us. I've never really had a customer walk in and they go, wait a minute, I can't believe you did that, because we still are offering that service for that. And to be honest, even the medium quality parts that we're using, I feel like still surpasses anywhere else in town their normal parts. So.
I think it's also how you answer either the phone or the message. I don't ever start with the price, but I let them know that we have the part in stock. We normally get that repair done in 1 to 3 hours, or while they wait if they're in a rush, and that we use the best quality possible, and this is the price. And so that way they have to hear me for just a minute. And usually the way that I'll do that is I know what the iPhone 6 screen replacement price is in my head, but I'll say, let me look that up for you. Just so you know, we do have the parts in stock, and as I'm talking to them, I can either look at, at a price check in the system or rattle off the price at the end. And so that way they have to hear my spiel a little bit before just hanging up on me, because we get those calls or, the emails, people just want to know what price. And so I always thank them for messaging me and, kind of lead with that information first.
And do your employees training on how to talk as fast as?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have to train them to keep up. Yeah.
You got 5 seconds, let's go.
That's it, go.
I personally feel that it's also a great opportunity to start qualifying them. It's just like somebody walking in the door. If you're picking up that phone, if they're asking for a price, just kind of turning around going, obviously they had an incident which obviously is resulting in a phone call to you, asking what happened to the phone, start qualifying and start talking to them and building that rapport immediately before giving out a price. Then once you build that relationship, then you can start talking about the options that you guys have and then immediately trying to set an appointment. I mean, that's how I would see the sales process going over the phone versus somebody walking in the door. If they're trying to qualify you as the person that they want to use.
Exactly, because you could talk to them all day, but if you don't ask for the sell at the end, then they're going to again hang up the phone and they're going to call the next person. So don't forget to ask for the sell. That's exactly what we do. We say, what time works for you today? We don't ask, are you coming in, or do we? What time can we expect you? And that way you set up that appointment. And I mean, we've had customers. I mean, we've even gone as far as giving them an appointment ID. Yes, ma'am. Your appointment ID is 83916. If you don't mind writing that down and giving that to us when you walk in the door, we'd appreciate it. And they'll do it. And so, or they'll call, hey, I'm running 5 minutes late. Is this okay? So just get creative. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're providing the best customer or the best service to your customer, then
if they agree over the phone to that repair, how much information do you get when you collect to set up an appointment? Do you go as far as getting the IMEI, or do you just say what type of device?
So us personally, we take name, first name, last name, phone number, and then the repair types, iPhone 6, white, and then we just leave it at that.
Okay.
We don't try to overwhelm them, but
then you just give them a ticket number, or what software do you use?
We have a custom built point of sale. Yeah.
Makes sense.
The big repair brand, let's say iCrack or whatever, it's easier, I guess, for them to do the advertising, to do the marketing. For small shops, it's harder. So I'm just curious to know which is the most marketing tool that you use, the one that drives the more customers to your door. Because getting the calls or getting the customer in the store is really hard. You have social media, you have Google, you have Yelp, you have Craigslist, you have all these platforms, and it's really hard to core them all and get the customer in if you have a few locations.
Yeah.
How are you driving demand to the store?
Well, that's the $1 million question, right? So I think every store there's a certain blend, if you will, as far as how you're going to put yourself in front of the customer enough for them to remember your name, your brand, whenever that accident does happen. Because I tell people, it's not a matter of fact if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. And then when it happens, where are they going, right? So, for us personally, you want to make you want to have good relationships with the carriers, the AT&Ts, the Verizons, the T-Mobiles, the Sprints, because my background actually comes from AT&T. I worked for AT&T for years, so on the retail side. So I know very well that the customers walk in with the broken units, and they go, "What do I do? Can I get a new phone? Can I, am I eligible?" And a lot of times they're not. Or now with the next programs, they have to buy these phones outright. So customers are really getting a better idea of what these devices really cost. So you want to take care of the carriers. You want to make sure they're buddy with you, because if you have all your carriers feeding you all day long, you're going to be doing pretty well. So that's one mix we do. We have little $5 gift cards that we bring all the carriers, so that when a customer comes in to their location, they'll give that customer, say, hey, you're not eligible, or hey, go to Fix My Phone. Here's the $5 gift card, and then we make sure we take care of those employees at those retail stores, So that's one way. But yeah, Facebook's a great tool, and if you don't have a big budget, that guerrilla marketing, that getting out, bringing the AT&Ts, the Radio Shacks, everybody donuts in the morning. I mean, that costs little to nothing to get on their good side. But
I'm all about bribery. Absolutely. Taking donuts and a stack of cards and say,
pizza,
send everybody, you guys get
sandwiches,
15% off.
Yeah, you
buy back devices, have a great day.
Yeah,
Call
100%. And but here's the thing, you have to take care of that customer once they walk in, because those big stores like AT&T, Verizon, if they get word back that that's customer they sent you, you did them wrong, that relationship's cut off. So you make sure you take care of that customer. It should be unspoken, but yeah. So that's really how we try to get out there.
I all love donut days.
That's it, donut days.
We have one Verizon store in our Fayetteville location. It's a corporate store that won't allow us to come in and market. They don't allow any of the stores to do it. I still do it. And the employees love it. The manager doesn't like it. Oh well, he's not going to send anybody our way, but he doesn't talk to customers. So if they kick me out or call the cops, I guess I'll have to stop. But until then,
Until they escort you out of the store.
Relentless. Go ahead.
Yeah, so question I was going to ask you guys this. We've had the same problem in our area. So going to Verizon, AT&T corporate stores, and they're like, it's held out. But you go to some like the little Go Wirelesses, the chains off of the Verizon AT&Ts, and they're more than happy. They love this because we bring in pizza for lunch, throw parties, all that fun stuff, bring them some beers at the end of the workday. But the same thing walking into the Verizon corporate stores, they're like, get out. How do you guys overcome that? Where you said you just walk in and get the pizza.
I'm just polite as possible. If they ask me to leave, then no problem. But I always try to at least hand the donuts to somebody else or that manager. There's been several instances where he just says, no, I can't take it. But if he's in the back room, I can hand it to somebody else and hand him a stack of cards. I imagine they probably get tossed, but it's a brand awareness. It's the fact that they see us, they know about us, and so if they don't have a card to hand somebody, at least they know our name. And they'll send that customer our way. Our hope is, and we have a lot of people that say that they do refer us, but I imagine they probably are non-biased and say, well, you have this company, and then you have Gadget Grave. And so I don't know for sure. I don't know if there's a true secret sauce to the advertising. We've tried Facebook and we've tried Google. We're currently doing an Instagram promotion with discounted phones. Last month specifically, we were doing $50 off for kind of a back-to-school sale. But I guess to answer her question, I don't know if there is a secret sauce. You got to do what works in your market.
Yeah, and take care of those. Like I said, the pizzas and everything's great. I was actually in a Verizon store just this last weekend. So because I have a problem and I can't ever stop talking about this industry, I was chatting them up about like where they send the repairs, and we got to chatting, and the GM of that store said he's going to stop sending all his referrals to somebody he'd been sending to for the last year because he broke his own phone, and they gave him like $5 off. So, obviously a nice employee discount program for those guys at the carrier stores would be nice as well.
We ask them to show their badge, and we give them 15% off any of their personal repairs. We try to discount phones or tablets or computers if they come in to buy something. They don't really come in to buy a whole lot, but they definitely come to us to get the repairs. And so all of my staff knows that if they show a badge for AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile or Sprint, absolutely 15% off. And they confirm with the manager on duty to make sure, but it's never an issue.
Yeah, it's a fine line because, working for those big players, you're not supposed to, there are rules out there. You're not supposed to, be biased to one repair shop, and obviously they can't take outside money and all that stuff. So yeah, you want to take care of them as much as possible, but, we don't want to cross any lines that could, jeopardize their job because, nobody wants that. So, but yeah, try to build a relationship, man. That's really all you can do. We struggled with a Verizon store, one of our towns, for a year and a half. They did not want anything to do with us, but we just kept at it. We kept at it, and we finally made our way in. So just be patient.
What about, we don't have too much competition with Apple stores in our area, but Best Buy just started a program where they're now authorized to do iPhone repair and all that, just like an Apple store. So now we essentially have Apple stores in our area through Best Buy. How you guys, we all know that how cheap iPhone prices are with, Apple. One of my AT&Ts at Census Law Business informed me last week that their manager wants to start sending them to Best Buy because they're Apple certified to do repairs now as of like last week. So, it's something else. It's new to me. So,
is it same day repair?
It's, honestly, I'm not sure. I got the phone call here, so I haven't really looked into it much yet. My numbers haven't gone down at the local stores since it happened, so I'm not too stressed about it. But I know that they can do like device swaps pretty simple now through like Apple, just like Apple Care. You walk in, you have a phone that would be under warranty, and they can basically swap it out now. So
I try to build a relationship with them. Go let them know that, hey, if the phone's not under warranty or you guys don't have parts in stock, send them our way. And if they are warranty customers, I try to tell customers, hey, you're under warranty. This is a warranty situation. Take the phone to Motorola, or I will give you the phone number, and this is how you contact them. And so I would say that, for used devices that a customer user abuse, I know that they will still probably do that repair. I don't know what pricing is yet. I just heard about the program as well. But I look at it as just an additional competitor that if you can work with and build a good relationship, they'll send you people. I mean, Solaris is one of our best referrers, and they do repairs. But they don't do any soldering, and they don't keep very many parts in stock, and they're very limited on what they do. And so we'll take all their leftovers, fine with that.
Does an Apple store within a store for the most part, so those are Apple employees there.
Yeah.
At least it has in the past, so it's probably something in a period of things for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Probably not
through
from school.
I don't think it's through EXPO, actually.
Yeah, I think it's Apple.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a Samsung Experience booth at our local Best Buys, as well. And if a customer's under warranty, we'll send them that way. And that way the customer's still getting taken care of. It takes me back to being solution driven. Everyone's coming to you with a problem. And I want them to know that they can always come back to me with any problem they have. And if it's not something that I can capitalize on then, they'll come back and buy a case. And then I'll buy more from VoiceCom.
What percentage of your customers come from referrals?
I would say a ton. We do some tracking, I guess, in our software system. I don't really look at those numbers. I probably should. Yeah.
I know. At NRF last year, which is in January, there was a white paper that was circulating that I think that they put on as an industry, which was really depressing for all the marketing agencies. And what they said is they had done a ton of research and study, and what they found was that the two most successful things that any retailer, so not specifically for even consumer electronics retailer, but essentially they said retail in general, basically they tracked it back and said it's the old 80-20 rule. 80% of retail traffic is driven by two things, and that's real estate and signage and SEO. And that's it. So they were like all these other things and all the other frills and all the other programs and all the direct mail and all of the Facebook and all the Instagram and all the make up about 20%, and 80% of the traffic is driven by can they Google search you and get accurate information, and have they driven by your store and seen your sign before. And like there was a whole bunch of us that everyone's like going, that is excitingly depressing, right?
Well, your website's your number one sales tool. Absolutely. And I think that if you don't have a well-polished, good-looking website, you're missing out. Because if I go to a website that I don't like, I immediately hit back. I'll find somebody else that can do something similar that's going to give me a better user experience.
Just again, the first impression means everything.
It's our best sales tool.
Absolutely.
And we don't list our prices online, but we have call us everywhere. Click to call links. So.
Well, another thing that I realized with social media, like even when I'm as a consumer, like looking at things, when there is a bad review, when the company is not responding to it or not addressing the issue, right? So you can have this beautifully polished Facebook or social media or websites, but if you're not addressing all the comments that are coming through and making sure that they're heard, I think that's just as important that they, if they're upset with the experience, making sure that you're taking care of that as well. Because I think you can actually, if you can turn an upset customer to a happy customer, I think that'll probably build a better rapport and better loyalty than anything else.
Some people are just assholes.
Yeah, they are. I mean, we all have them too, right?
Yeah.
But another thing that I would love to see is, like, I don't know if you guys actually do this, but do you guys ever call back in 5 to 10 days and ask, how's your device working? Did you want to come in and have us check it out again? Just getting that traffic back in the door so they get familiar with walking in your door, as well as, again, I'm going to plug the accessories.
Question number 4.
Well, I mean, absolutely. We send a 10-day follow-up after we close the ticket, just saying, how was your experience? Do you have any problems? I introduce myself. And then ask for a review. Just leave us an honest review. I don't say leave us a positive review. Just leave us an honest review. And then if they have problems, they can reach out. And then we do have a Google Doc set up that's a Google form for any warranty issues. So if the customer has to come back for a warranty, we absolutely follow up in 2 to 3 days just to make sure that their problem has been resolved. And so that's been really good. We've had a lot of great feedback from that. And again, taking a negative experience and a customer that may never come back to you to one that loves you, and they're now your best brand representative. I call them foot soldiers, and the people that just love you more than anybody else. That's awesome.
Cool, yeah. We actually have a form that whenever people come in, they sign up, put all their information in, and they explain where they came from. They give them an option to choose where they came from. And we had a completely different business model starting out. I'm not sure if anybody made my presentation yesterday, the 5 steps for being on the first page of Google, but I own the digital marketing agency for that. our business model starting out for the repair side, like my actual storefront, Phone Repair Philly, which is an incredibly difficult market, the most price-sensitive market I've been in. We actually started in a co-working space, not even a storefront, and we built up our digital presence with my digital knowledge of SEO and all that. So at one point, it was 100%. All of our repairs were generated from online presence.
Excellent.
And now, as we move to a storefront, brick and mortar, over time, now we're building brand awareness, word of mouth, drive-by, walk-by traffic. But at one point, very low cost of entry, paying a couple $100 for co-working space.
That's a great idea.
No storefront. And now that we built up, one of the first pages for everything, and now we have all the brand awareness, that's a very interesting model that people should look at for a low barrier to entry to get started. So if anybody wants to talk about that,
SEO specifically, or more like search engine marketing, AdWords? Is that what as far as?
We didn't spend any money on AdWords.
So all organic?
That's actually my special. I didn't want to do any of that. Just SEO, listings, all that.
I need your card.
Yeah, you definitely got to be winning online. I mean, that's number one right now.
As a repair shop myself, are you using the email 14-day, like you were saying, where it automatically generates the email to the customer, asking them, hey, it's been 14 days since we've done the repair, how's things going, just want to make sure things rock solid. And are you familiar with that?
In Repair Shopper?
Correct.
We went live on Monday, and I left Tuesday to come here, so I'm not sure if I still have stores that are running right now. I think so. But in Repair Queue, we had it set up just a trigger that 10 days after the ticket closed.
Well, that's what I was going to share there, but if you have Repair Shopper, they do have a, for lack of a better word, an app in there where you can generate an automatic email to the customer about the repairs. And then also, ask them if you like what we've done. It's been 14 days. If you haven't left a repair or a review and you like what we've done, please put your link in there. The best part is it seems like I get emails at least 3 or 4 times a day from them responding, going, hey, love it, you guys are great.
Yeah.
Telling everybody about you. Communication is the goal here.
I think we set up Marketer on Repair Shopper to send out 10 days, and I've not been using it 10 days, so it's not worked yet. But one of the things that I am going to change now that I'm able to use HTML in the Marketer function is I'm going to have buttons that say, did you have a good experience? That will link off to Google or Yelp or whatever it might be. Did you have a bad experience? And it will link to a Google form that will go directly to my management. And then integrate with Slack or one of those.
Well, that's basic for any website. Because the thing I like about Repair Shopper too, and I've been in this business almost 4 years. I started out with AdCrack, was with them a year, number one iTech, and we had 650 of them. And so, if you guys end up using any tool such as that, definitely look at how they have it set up for communicating with customers after the repair, because it seems like that's what most people like.
It's automated.
It's like that one piece that's missing anymore. Yes, I need it today, but they also want to know, hey, how does he care about it tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then when you get that response, and what's beautiful is all of a sudden the customer will say, hey, when I left, I had a little bit of an issue. Well, you know how sometimes repairs happen, everything's working great, and fast they walk out, say, I lost the signal, or the part ends up being bad, and I'll say, hey, come on back in. Some of these customers won't come back in. 14 days later, they pop that email. Everything's fine, but then 2 days later, this has happened. I'm now in the Bay Area, I moved over there, what do I do? They want communication, and what they're saying is you got to be on top of that.
Well, you just set it up. Once you set it up, it's done. I haven't thought about it in a year. I mean, I go back and make sure that all my words are spelled correctly and it's still relevant content, but did you have, is everything okay? Are you having any issues? Were you satisfied with your experience? Leave us a review. And then we also put our warranty statement in there too, so they know that they're getting 6 months. We don't offer a lifetime. And I'm kind of curious about the lifetime warranty. Have you had customers come back 2 years later and just be like, hey man, this fell apart?
No.
No, not yet.
I mean,
we
you
just
know what?
extended from 90 days to 6 months, and so we've not seen much of a difference as far as.
No, I mean, the average lifespan of a phone, 12 months, 8, 10, 12 months. So, I mean, if a customer comes back 2 years later, that we did a battery on 2 years ago, hey, I'll throw another one in there. Mad props, bro. So, yeah, and again, but, every customer that walks in the door, whether it be a warranty, whether it be a new customer, existing customer, you want to, and I think that's kind of what we're about to talk about is, we want to make sure we optimize every single sale, and even if it's not a sale when they walk in, we want to make sure sure, we can use that time that they're in our door, for a sale. Hey, your case looks a little beat up. Looks like it's seen better days, man. I use the same spiel every time, but seen better days. Oh yeah, and you use that time to create that sale, and maybe put a new case on there, put a tempered glass on there, whatever. So we use everything we can as an opportunity.
Yeah, and I think these point of sale that have come to market are been very, very helpful for everybody to manage their repair tickets and to manage their inventory. But I don't see enough people leveraging like the front of the house tools that these point of sale systems have. So there's a lot of marketing stuff that can be done. There's a lot of cool things you can do with your referrals. You can see where people are coming from and then start targeting those parts of the neighborhood a little harder. So
I just want to add one more thing to that. One thing with repair shop, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these programs have it, is a client of ours, if you're doing commercial work, is a subsidiary of PA Games. And the one thing they really dug, one is our website, because they had a couple guys after us, and they're like, they weren't as professional, blah, blah, blah. And these guys, they don't bring it to you. You have to go to them, they check you in, because they make the games for the mobile devices. So they don't want anybody knowing anything. It's like Fort Knox. But the thing that really turned our guy back on was the portal. And if you're familiar with Repair Shop, there's a portal that will allow customers to look at your tickets, not all your hidden notes, whatever notes you want them to see. They see their PO, or they see their invoices, they see their payments. For commercial, that's really big. So look at that tool, and you look at that POS system as a tool in your toolbox, but it's a multi-tool, like a Swiss Army knife. Seek it out, find that. You can use a website, you can use email, contact. Once you get it down, it's a breeze. And the best part about those systems, if you're not using one, is whenever you have repairs that you find issues during the repairs, such as water damage and things of that nature, you got pictures, you can tie that individual's ticket. So that's just another thing. And my curiosity is, what is your slogan?
Honest, reliable, fast.
What's your slogan?
It was where gadgets go when they die, but we had guys saying where gadgets go to die, and so I just
That's
said,
not
okay.
bad.
Yeah, so I don't know if we really necessarily have a slogan anymore.
So one of the questions you guys asked was, how do you defeat that price? Because back when I started, there was 10 years in a price war, and I thought that was best, but I doubt any one person here doesn't say the best, right? Our slogan, copyrighted, of course, a repair you can trust. That's what they're looking for. So think about what you're presenting out there, like they said, perception's everything. We've all been there, you walk into a McDonald's that looks like crap, that one is not near as fun to be at, it's the one that looks shiny and neat. So just look at that and find all the evidence.
Well, we're getting a little light on time here, so I definitely want to get to one of the biggest topics that everybody wants to do, and that's gain more money out of each customer, right? And so we got, some great wireless veterans here. You as well. and would love to hear some quick advice. We only have about, 10 minutes left? Yes. Yeah, we have about 10 minutes left, so we'd like to get a couple more questions in, so maybe we just go through real quick and just maybe some great easy tips that they could take back on Monday and try to improve that ticket almost instantly.
Lifetime tempered glass replacements. We do up to 5, and we do it by IMEI. We have to remove the broken tempered glass and we put it on. If they've already removed it and we verify the IMEI, we charge them $5. And that way we know that they just didn't take it off and put it on another device. $5 off for a case with any repair, and that's if they get a computer repair, we'll sell them a phone case and give them $5 off. So those are a couple, and then we have accessory kind of stands at not every till, but kind of in between each of our tills, so they can, if they need to grab a cable, it's an impulse bin. They can just quickly grab the cables they need, or the car charger or wall adapter. So those are a couple things that we've done that I think are beneficial, and I think customers like it. I mean, we're tying. A lot of the customers come in and are buying additional accessories that I don't think they were expecting to buy when they came in.
Make it easy.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
So for us, a big thing, and like I said, I worked at AT&T years ago, and I felt like it worked really well, was bundling. And I think she kind of talked about that earlier. But if after repair, we have cases, with a repair as low as $19.95. We could bundle that, and a tempered glass for $29.95. So and also you need a charger. Let's bundle that in too. And we have different platforms, and different tiers we can bundle each case in. But yeah, you want to get that average ticket up. In this industry, typically, average tickets are around $80 to $100. But where you really want to be is closer to that 120 mark. That 118, 120, 125 is the sweet spot. So
you can't sell what you don't have, and if your wall only has 3 cases on it, there's a good chance they're going to sit there for months. So it's important that either have revolving inventory, or maybe you should take something that's not selling well and toss it, give it to somebody else, or have giveaways. We've done giveaways before, and that's a good way to move some of the product that you don't necessarily love or it's not a good mover, and then replace it with something that could be or will be a good product to sell.
And just think beyond repair. I know that's our slogan for the repair channel with our accessories, is not only think about the repair itself, so what can you offer beyond repair for the consumers walking in the door? So it can be cases, because typically all our consumers are thinking about case, screen protector, and card charger. Those are the 3 core accessories that we've been we don't have to educate anybody on. We know what a case does, we know what a screen protector does, we know what charger does. So I would think that unique opportunities like power banks, anything that they aren't thinking about, and becoming that go-to spot and having some universal items, so we're not looking at end-of-life products, or working with distribution that allow you guys to rotate your products in and out, or work with you to find you guys the best accessories that are currently moving in your channel, in your market.
Do you guys post that anywhere? Like if I wanted to see your top selling products as far as, just on the site?
Yep, right on our website. If you go to myvoicecom.com, you can actually click on the top 100 products, and you can do it by brand, by handset. You can categorize it however you want to.
Yeah, and on the repair side, I feel like the easiest upsell with any ticket, especially if a customer's getting a repair, is a battery. No matter what customer comes in, everybody's got battery issues. Nobody's phone lasts long enough. So for us, we do any secondary repair half off. So let's just say we do the screen for $150. We normally do battery for $60. We would do, well, look, we're already going to be in there. We're not going to charge you any labor to replace that battery. I'll put you a brand new one in. Let's get that battery fixed out for $30 instead of $60, what it would be normally. Instead of you coming back in a few months and getting the battery done. So that's an easy way.
Do you test the batteries, the customer's batteries? Do you test them with like a KDEX, or do you just ask them if they're getting poor?
Yeah, we just say, look, have you felt that your battery's decreased over time since you got it? Of course, my battery don't even last till 3 o'clock. Every time. So, well, look, let's get that fixed up today. How long have you had your phone? That's their first question. Oh, I've had it for 2 years. Well, the average lithium-ion battery only lasts between 300 to 400 charges. It seems like you need to get that replaced out. So, you always want to inform the customer and let them know ahead of time, and that's how you build that value, and you build a lifelong customer.
I think you brought up a great point. People buy out of emotion, right? One of the biggest emotions is fear, and that's already set when they're walking in there. They already broke their phone, broke their screen, whatever the case may be. So understanding and qualifying, so understanding their lifestyle, so you can position the products that you're selling, whether it's accessories or anything else that you guys want to move within your store, understanding how to position that into their lifestyle instead of just saying, hey, you need this. Based on what you said, you have kids, your battery's fine, I checked it. Here's a portable battery, so you can have another 16 hours of talk time on your phone. And with that, here's some audio, whatever the case may be, but being able to position that product based on seeding that thought. And so even if they didn't pick it up today, how about creating that aha moment? So when they walk out that door, maybe you didn't sell like a window mount to them, right? And they realize it fell off their lap and it dropped on the floor when they got out of the car. You know what? Sandy told me about that mount thing. I'm going to go back to that store and get it from her, because she's the one who seeded that thought, because typical consumers, again, are only knowing case, screen protector, car charger, and they know where to get it. You can go anywhere to get some of those items, and if they don't know where to get the rest, they're going to come back to you to get that door turned.
What about employee incentives? What do you guys see with ticket ads and employee incentives? How are the employees incentivized to?
One of the things that we try to ingrain in our staff is always be selling. I don't want to force something down your throat, but they need to know that we have this service or this product. And so that's kind of one of the things that we really focus on. I'm sorry, tell me your question one more time.
What's that? Well, are the incentive
as far as
employees incentives and commissioned in order to get
not
a bigger
really,
ticket?
No. We don't. I've thought about it. I think it's a logistical nightmare.
I think one of the challenges we're seeing, and what we're trying to keep encouraging, is putting a sales person into the store.
100%.
Yep. Technicians in the back.
Yeah, you want to focus on sales. To answer your question on my side, we've tried, as far as different incentives, maybe $1 per accessory, or 1% of all the sales you do, or whatever it is. They work, but what's really worked for our stores here lately is we do sales competitions. And so most of our employees are guys, and I feel like most guys are competitive. So we do daily updates. Like last month, we did a combo. I think it was 3 or 4 of our stores. We did a tempered glass promotion where whoever sold the most tempered glass won a iPad Pro or something like that.
They won the bragging rights that they sold the most tempered glass. That's what they won.
Yeah, true.
How does that work for your technicians, though?
Yeah.
What's that?
How do you do that? Do you have separate technicians and sales or brand representatives, or do you have the guys go back and forth and work both areas? Because I've got technicians that never sell a tempered glass. I mean, occasionally if they call a customer, they might recommend it or something, but ultimately in our system, it wouldn't show that they made that sale because they didn't collect the cash for it.
No, so for us, we used to have just techs and just sales representatives, but for us, we would prefer a hybrid, somebody who can just kick butt at both. So to get back to the competition, we launched it, and every day we would post the results, and you'd even do, and it's in a group message, so they put, jabs, hey, so and so took the lead, whatever, and it's, dude, I mean, we sold in that 30-day month, we sold over $20,000 in tempered glass between those few stores. I mean, it was killer. And as we all know, tempered glass has the highest margins in this business. So yeah, for me to buy an iPad Pro, when I just took in 20 grand just in tempered glass, it was pretty sweet.
So what happens, I mean, if you guys are doing competitions, some of the things that I was hearing this week was the fact that you can't measure by the person. It may be a two-door turn, the person that received the phone and then the person that's giving the phone back. So how would you do that if you didn't have the reporting by person?
How would we do it if we didn't have reporting? Well, our whole business is run on reports and analytics and numbers. So I don't know. That would be tough.
I mean, the way I see it is we don't pay minimum wage. We pay better than most of the other cell phone stores in our area. And we have a raise after 90 days. And if they're not a good at their position, if they're not a good sales associate, they're not interested in being a tech, I'm not interested in having them work for me. They're either going to do their job and do it to the best of their ability. Otherwise, move on. I've got, a list of applicants waiting. And so that's kind of my mentality, which probably isn't the best. And I would like to figure out some sort of incentivized competition or something. I just don't know how to make it fair between my brand reps and my sales, my technicians or my managers or, whoever it might be.
I mean, one of the things that I noticed, I mean, I'm not a millennial, but I mean, what I've noticed with millennials, like they like being in that team environment. They still love, love the competition and everything. What if it was store-based, store versus store? So if you can't measure it by person, store A and store B going after each other, whether it's a percentage increase month over month, because you can't really, so one store might have a lot higher velocity, so you can't really measure it by pieces, but if you did it by percentage, or if there's a specific speaker.
If you do sales by square foot, that might be an option, to be able to do it, because if you have, I've got, one of my locations has 5 employees, and my other one has 13, 12. So the volume we do in Fort Smith is much higher than Fayetteville, and I'm hoping that's going to shift, when we get more up, but I think the only way that we would be able to quantify that data would be to do a sales per square foot.
We actually are going to have to wrap up. I'm getting a very nice look from the young lady in the back. I want to thank you guys all for coming. Hopefully we can continue this conversation out in the hallway. We don't want to send things back. If I could just say one thing. Just real quick, I want to just make sure you guys remember these folks, because I really appreciate them taking time out of their day. We're all here for just a short period of time, and our schedules are crazy. So I just want to give a little plug to Cole Thornton. If you guys ever need advice on how to sell more phones in your store, how to make that more, or even talk about where to get phones, please grab Cole. I hope that's okay.
Absolutely, please.
Tate from Catalyst is an absolutely amazing source of wireless knowledge, and his design ability and his thoughts on store build-outs are second to none. He has an amazing company in Kansas City, and I've been bugging him for a long time to please get involved in our industry and help guys build like really, really great stores. Sandy works for the best accessory company in the game. If you guys haven't heard of VoiceCom yet, like you need to figure out what you're doing with accessories, because that's where to go. And Nick is building an amazing, amazing brand. I would love Nick to continue preaching what I love to preach about looking for mid-markets. Don't get caught up in these major cities. Nick just opened, what's the population of the store you just opened?
The newest store is under 20,000.
Under 20,000 people. And
we're third month in, we're already doing 50,000.
yeah, so please don't overlook mid-markets, and he's a testament to that. Plus, Nick has got some great ideas on how we can all come together as a whole and build a really strong network nationwide and have a much better platform for people from the carriers to the insurance providers to play with our shops better. So please grab these guys and utilize the knowledge they have. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Jeremy.